everyone, it's Vicky here today, designing for Pink Fresh Studio, and I am using the brand new Christmas collection, which is called Happy Holidays. And this is really cute collection. I love Pink Fresh Christmas collections, they're always fabulous. And I particularly love this paper. It has just an edging, it's white paper, but it has an edging with sort of like a holly leaves frame to it. So what I want to do is cut out the frame from this piece of paper, and this takes quite a while to do, and I cut precisely around the leaves, but I do the little the small little leaves, I do leave some white around them, and you'll see what I mean when I get to the end. I'm going to skip through this in a bit, but I just wanted you to sort of see what I'm doing. I cut out the centre to make it easier to cut around, and I could have cut a perfect square from that so that the piece of paper was all ready to use for next time, but I didn't. I just hand scored it with my craft knife. So there you go, that's all cut out, and you can see that I did leave a little bit of white around some pieces. And I'm going to stick this now to some white cardstock. So it's sort of back to how it was at the beginning, except the leaves and the holly sprigs are all now 3D. There we go. I just put some double-sided sticky tape down, and I'm just sticking that frame back to the whites. Okay, so if you've seen my videos before, you'll know that I love Pink Fresh frames. I absolutely love using them on my layout, and this is no exception. I'm going to use lots of them on this layout. My idea is to put the frames around the frame that I've already created, if that makes sense. But I want to be able to move them around. So at the moment, I'm just putting some powder on the back of them so that I can move them around. And actually, I don't move them that much once I've placed them down, but it would have been awkward if I'd wanted to. So I find this is the easiest way to do it. So I'm going to use quite a few of them. They're all getting powder on the back. All the colours obviously coordinate because this kit is meant to coordinate, so I don't have any problems with using all of them. I don't use actually all of them, but I do use a good number of them. So you can see what I'm aiming for. I'm leaving 2 spaces to the left and the right for my photos, but that's what I'm aiming for, to fill the rest of the space around there. So I need more frames. This is just an EK Success tool. It has the powder already in it. Mine doesn't seem to come out through the brush anymore, so I just pour some onto my table and then use that from there with the brush itself. So more frames. I think I've got most of the frames I'm going to use now. There we go. And I like how that looks. That sort of fills the space. I like the messy look of it. They're all sort of, you know, haphazard. So now I think because I sort of thought that they were going to move around and they aren't, I could have not put the powder on. So I'm going to stick them down now with wet glue. And that's pretty simple to do. This is Scotch tacky glue that I'm using, and I find that that dries nice and hard, and it dries clear. So if you manage to get some where you don't want it, it doesn't matter, it dries clear and you can't notice it. Okay, so I'm sticking them all down. Some of them I take off and stick completely, others I stick in situ so that I don't lose where they want to go. There we go. They're all overlapping each other, so they're not all sticking flat to the page. So that's another reason glue is a good idea on here, because the glue will just stick them firmly to each other. And then the one that's flat to the page will help keep the others in place. Just decide on another little frame to go there. And that's that. So now I'm going to put some tissue paper behind the photos. It's just a very subtle layer, but it just gives that extra bit of sort of separation from the background. And I just screw it into a little ball to give it some extra texture before putting it behind my photo. So I decided I want to do a little bit of mixed media, not very much. I'm going to use this ink, which is Ocean Breeze, and I'm just going to put it on some plastic, add some water, and then just use the plastic to put it onto my page. It's fairly subtle, but it just adds something to the middle of that white so that it sort of, you can notice the tissue paper behind it, so it sort of gives separation between the photo and the white of the background, because I didn't want it all to be white there. It's just a little subtle layer there. So you can see what I mean now. It sort of shows that more clearly. Just as an aside, if you notice the back of my hand is blue, my right hand, that's because I had a cannula in there recently and it bruised really badly when they took it out. So yeah, I'm not badly injured. That's all that's happened there. Yeah. So okay. So the photos are now in place. That's a photo of me and my sister, and the one on the right has my niece in as well. This was last Christmas. I love Christmas photos. They're always fun with all the hats and funny glasses and that sort of thing. So it's good. There we go. And now I'm going to add some embellishments. So I've got the die cuts here. I'm going to add several bits of die cut ephemera here. And I just want sort of like a messy frame look. I'm not going for tidy and uniform here. I'm going for messy and haphazard, just, which is what Christmas is really, isn't it? It's, you know, things all over the place, you know, everyone having a good time, fun. So I think that's the feeling I want to get from this layout. And there are so many things to choose from, so there's no shortage of bits and pieces to put around here. I love the little stockings, the little cups of hot chocolate, the gifts, everything, just, it all works beautifully. Okay, so on to different embellishments. These are little wooden embellishments, and I want to use the 3 circular ones on here because I really love them. They add a lovely bit of dimension to a layout. This layout by the end of it is actually fairly heavy because I've gone to town with all the embellishments on this one. Okay, so I use all 3, just sort of deciding where to put it. I do actually cover that little circular frame, but that's okay. Okay, now the puffy stickers. I'm going to use those. I'm going to use the Noel word there at the bottom of my photo, and I'm going to keep the merry above the photo on the left, below the photo on the left, I mean. So I'm going to stick some things down with foam, this little cap at the bottom. And some things will go flat. So the snowflakes go flat because it's sitting on top there of a frame anyway. But that gift there will go on foam, and that one's flat as well because it's on top of a frame. So you can see sort of what I'm aiming for. If something's on a frame, I stick it flat. If it's not, I stick some foam on it. Want lots of dimension on this haphazard layout. There we go. And yeah, as I said, there's lots of different things in this collection. You can do all sorts with it to match your theme. Obviously the theme with a Christmas layout is going to be Christmas, so I'm not sure what other theme you would put with Christmas, but I'm sure you could do a winter layout actually with this collection. There we go, there's one more thing down there. And I'm just going to stick my title there to the photo. So that's stuck directly onto the photo. Just playing with that candy cane, which I don't make work in the end. But sticking a little house there with the puffy stickers. And a little star, sorry, not a star, a snowflake at the top. I think I'm close to being done. And these are little puffy sprigs of holly and Christmas tree and that sort of thing, which I'm just sticking in a couple of places around the frame to add a bit of extra interest there. And I think we're pretty much done. Off camera I did add some jewels, and you'll see those in the close-ups. But that is the final layout. There we go. I hope you found some inspiration from this, and I hope that it helps you if you have picked up this collection, and you'd be crazy not to, let's be honest. It gives you some inspiration for using it. Thank you so much for watching. Please do subscribe to the Pink Fresh channel and my channel. We'd love to have you as a subscriber. And in the meantime, this has been Vicki for Pink Fresh Studio. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.